When you think of national parks, what's the first thing you think of? Breathtaking views, fascinating wildlife, or even monuments to American history? Well, what about massive national infrastructure projects? Today we're looking at the National Park-to-Park Highway, one of the earliest efforts to help more Americans visit the national parks. In the 1910s and early 20s, affordable automobiles were taking the US by storm. Consumers were able to afford cars for the first time, and this led to the development of early roads known as auto trails. These auto trails had much more in common with hiking trails than today's paved highway system, with many of them starting out as carriage roads. Many of these routes were nothing more than dirt, meaning that they were not passable in rain. While all-weather highways seem like a no-brainer today, this system allowed highways across the nation to pop up quickly, requiring minimal effort outside of labeling the route. Such was the case from the National Park-to-Park Highway. Then MPS Director Stephen Mather was a huge advocate for a highway connecting the 12 national parks dotted around the American West. However, it was Anton Westgard, one of the American Automobile Association's pathfinders, that actually planned out the route through the parks. This 5,000-mile route was the longest auto trail at the time, and took months to complete. Despite this, 12 adventurers set out to complete the entire loop in 1920, becoming the first to drive the National Park-to-Park Highway. While today, every national park on that original route is accessible via paved highway, and in a much shorter time than the 76 days it took those 1920s motorists, it's important not to overlook the impact this had on the parks in those early days. The advent of consumer vehicles meant a new way for explorers to see the parks, and luckily the NPS was on top of it. This ensured that less visited parks like Glass and Volcanic didn't fall behind their larger neighbors in terms of accessibility. While the parks are meant to protect important pieces of the country, that simply wouldn't be possible without visitors to support them. Without this early highway, who knows how national park road trips would look today. Individuals making the choice to visit national parks is important, especially to smaller parks. With truly individual transportation in the form of the automobile, the NPS has been able to do things that would have never been possible if trains or buses were required to reach the parks. Parks that are out of the way may not be able to support their own bus or train route, but individuals who wish to experience the beauties of that park have shown that they are willing to make the drive, even if it's on a 5,000-mile dirt road. Thank you for watching RIC Adventures, and we'll see you next time.